Do you want to know how you potentially can get free food in restaurants by becoming a mystery diner? Then this video is for you. My name is Michael and I love testing different ways to both make money and save money, and many viewers have asked me if I know any ways to become a mystery diner so you can actually go and eat for free in restaurants. And I did come across this platform here, and in this HGEM Mystery Dining review I will show exactly how it works and exactly what you can expect so you can find out if this is the right opportunity for you or not. So let's start by going over who can join, and potentially you can join from all countries. Currently, as of the time of recording this video, they do have a map on the website also where they show this here, so you can go there and see for yourself. These are the different places you can then zoom in and you can zoom out, so you can scroll around and see the different locations where it has different tasks. But you know, that of course changes from time to time, so you can potentially join from all countries, but in some countries you just won't find a lot of opportunities. But if you travel to some of the locations where they have tasks, then you can also apply, and also they even have some tasks in airports. So if you regularly go to certain airports, then that can also be an opportunity. But let's go over a bit more about exactly what it is and what it offers. So mystery dining is a kind of task or job where you go to a restaurant. They describe it here themselves that you are a mystery guest. So that means that you go to enjoy food at some kind of restaurant, and then you need to give an objective report where you share your experiences, and then in return for that you get a reimbursement. That means you actually get the food for free. Sometimes there will also be extra money involved, but in my experience from what I've seen here, it's not very often, but of course that does depend on the task. But you will always know ahead of time, like how much can you spend, what are the exact tasks. All that is described in the different tasks you can apply to participate in. And the reason you can actually do is that some restaurant chains, or just restaurants in general, they sometimes want to have detailed experiences about their actually guests' experiences, because sometimes the owners might not be there, sometimes they might not see everything. So they want to get this sense of like, how is it from a guest perspective, like how do they feel like about the food, the decoration, the staff, all these different things. And the best way to do that is to hire someone that comes there, has an experience, share the objective opinion. So it's not that you have to be positive or anything like that. This is for the owners of these restaurants to find out how they can improve and how the experiences of real guests actually are. And of course it's important that you do not tell the staff in the restaurant that you are there as a mystery diner. You have to just pretend that you are just a completely regular guest, because if not, it kind of defeats the purpose. They will give you special treatment, all that. So you need to just keep that a secret. How it would then work is that you basically just need to sign up. We'll go over this sign up process. It takes a little bit of time. We'll go over that in just a bit here. But once you have signed up and you've been approved, all that, you just need to book a visit. You go there, you eat the food, you complete a report there, and if they have any questions, they'll get back to you, and then you will actually get reimbursed. So just be aware that means that it can take 3 to 4 weeks. So you have to pay initially when you go to the restaurant, and of course you need to make sure that you stay within the limits that you've been given and all these things and live up to all the requirements, because the risk is if you do not do that, then you might actually not end up getting paid. So it's very important that you read the conditions carefully, that you complete the report carefully and all that. And then you also need to be a little bit patient, because it can take 3 to 4 weeks after your visit before you actually get reimbursed. But if this sounds interesting for you, let's go over a little bit more about the sign up process, because there are a few steps you need to go through there. So if you decide this is for you, you would just need to go to the website. You can see the URL up here, and then you need to just sign up, and then you just give your email address and all that, and then you need to fill out an application. So it takes a little bit of effort. There are a few different questions. It's kind of like a test, you can say, of the report you would need to fill out. So it asks you, like, if you were in a restaurant, like how you would describe your visit, or how would you describe the food or something like that. So you just need to like come up with something there. It's more to show that you actually know how to write a proper report. So that's basically all it is. It needs to, I think it was like 3 or 4 different questions, and you needed to write minimum 75 words for each of them. So it takes a little bit of effort, but it doesn't matter too much what you write, as long as it makes sense and it's grammatically correct and that it's helpful. So it's not super hard to actually get approved, in my experience anyways, if you just take a little bit of time. But it does take, of course, some time to write this. And also during the application process, you need to choose the locations where you would regularly be able to go to different restaurants. And here you can also choose, for example, airports. And then also you need to describe why those locations are convenient for you. Like, for example, are you traveling a lot to those different locations? Do you live in that area? All these different things. So just describe that also. And if they then approve you, and that's important to remember that there's no guarantee that you will be approved. So you need to spend some time, but there's no guarantee you will be approved. But if you do get approved, then you will then get an email with a link to an online survey you need to complete. And this will take around 15 minutes. And it's a quiz that will be geared towards guiding you towards participating in your first mystery dining experience. And it's important to again know that you are not paid for this. You're of course not paid for filling out the application. You're not paid for this initial quiz that takes around 15 minutes. So then once you've done that, you just need to wait for approval, and then you will get access to the actual tasks. And you will be able to do that through the app. They will tell you where to download the app if you get approved. You can also find the different listings on the website. And the reason I'm not going to show you actually the listings is that, of course, this is mystery dining, so I can't show you actually details, that kind of goes against the whole purpose, that they need to keep that secret. So I can explain you how it would actually work. And then if you decide to join yourself, you can, of course, go there and see the exact listings in your country. I showed you an overview of the areas that they are currently recruiting in. You just need to be aware that the first 3 visits you participate in, they see that as a kind of a trial. So after that, they will evaluate your feedback and if it's valuable still. And then, after that, if you check out and everything is done properly or so, then you will be an actually member, you can say. So it's kind of a bit of a process, but for those 3 visits, you will still get reimbursed. It's like real tasks and all that. They just see it more as a trial. So, that's just something to be aware of. So if you like dining out and want to do it without actually paying for it, then I think this mystery dining by HGEM there can be quite interesting, because it can be a fun way to get to actually try different restaurants and also have your feedback heard. So why not participate if they actually offer it in your location? Just be aware that it does take quite a bit of effort to go through this application process and everything, and it does take some patience. And also make sure that you actually really read all the tasks properly, because if not, you risk maybe you won't actually get reimbursed, and that would of course really not be great. In general, when it comes to mystery shopping or mystery dining opportunities, it's good to join several platforms, because there are usually limited opportunities in most locations. So I also do have a list of mystery shopping jobs in general, not just mystery dining, but mystery shopping tasks where you can do different things there. I have a list of some of the best options like that. I'll leave a link to that below. Also, I have a list of, for example, different gig jobs where it can not just be like this, but do all kind of small tasks. Some of them can even give you a really good income there. I'll also leave a link to that below. And just if you prefer reading instead of just listening to a video or watching a video, I do have a written review of HGEM here also. I'll also leave a link to that below, so you can check all that out. But no matter what, I hope this video helped you, and if it did, make sure to hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.